Hey, what's going on, guys? So I wanted to try something new. I'm gonna try to start actually uploading things on this channel. It just sort of lapsed just because I got busy. But while I had plenty of time on my hands, I wanted to actually try and get the channel up and running, do some things that I wanted to do with it. So, as many of you will know, I am a wrestling fan, and it's kind of difficult to give my actual thoughts on this and that. I mean, it's not difficult, but it's where do you start or whatever. But I wanted to try one of these sort of challenges where it's like pick one or you gotta say one, something like that. Through that, I could sort of have discussions about my favorite this, my favorite that, just sort of have fun with it. And I want you guys to keep in mind that this is just my opinion or my favorites are just who I would choose. I'm not saying that if I choose a wrestler, it doesn't mean that they're better than the other one or that person is my absolute favorite. And I'll talk about it as I go through all of the choices. I haven't watched the video. I just sort of have it queued up and I'm gonna set it up in a minute. But this is Pick One, Kick One, WWE Wrestlers Edition by WrestleQuiz. So let me cue it up. I just have to set it up on my screen.
Pick one. Kick one. WWE edition. Let's go. Who's the best, Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins?
Who's the best, Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins? Just off of that question, I would say Roman Reigns is the best. I prefer Seth Rollins as a wrestler. I've never been a huge Roman fan, even when he turned heel and just sort of turned the corner and all of that. I still don't really enjoy his matches that much. They all feel very samey. He doesn't wrestle a lot. I don't know. It just doesn't overall appeal to me. But also from an overall perspective, his title reign and everything that he put forth and things like that, you gotta respect it. You gotta commend it. And Seth has a ton of accolades and stuff like that. But I think even just if you think logically, remove whatever bias you might have, Roman is always going to be rated higher than Seth from an overall perspective, just because of his title reign. And he is legitimately a top guy, whereas Seth, I almost feel like Seth is almost like a Triple H. He's always working with the top guys. He will get a lot of top runs. He's important to the company. But is he the top guy? I never felt that with him. Roman eventually hit that spot, so that's why I'm going with Roman.
Who's your favorite, CM Punk or Drew McIntyre?
Okay, so who's my favorite, CM Punk or Drew McIntyre? With this one, kind of difficult. But I would have to go with CM Punk from an overall perspective. Right now, if CM Punk retired tomorrow, I would not give a damn like that. But for me, I'm not a huge member berries person anymore. Because I loved someone in the past or I followed their career for a long time or whatever, that doesn't make me want to keep watching them long term. That has been removed from my brain. I'm not that person anymore, you know? So right now, CM Punk, I don't really care about. Drew, I enjoy a lot more. I think he really dialed into a character that worked for him. I think he's improved the match quality over the years. But from an overall perspective, and if I was I'm ranking my wrestlers or whatever, CM Punk is going to be higher. I gotta be realistic.
Who's the best, John Cena or Cody Rhodes?
Who's the best? John Cena. I would prefer Cody overall from a wrestler perspective, and I respect everything he's done to get to where he is. And in a lot of ways, he's a new John Cena, but John Cena overall, I mean, it's Cena. Even though I've never been the biggest Cena guy. If I'm doing my rankings, of my favorite wrestlers overall, like Cody and Cena, they're not in my top 30, probably top 50, but I would have to think about it. And it doesn't mean that the people above are better or bigger or anything like that. It's just like, just talking favorites, they're not that high. But Cena, especially once he turned the corner, I feel like I can't really dial down a specific era, but I feel like around 2016, something like that. Sort of like around the time when he's working with the likes of Ziggler and stuff like that. Like he just sort of opened up and started working with more people, and then you had the U.S. title stuff that I really enjoyed with him. It was more about the back half of his career, like and the beginning. I really enjoyed him when he was on SmackDown in the early days and stuff like that. Like I genuinely enjoyed him, but from an overall perspective, like right there in the middle, like once he became the guy until that got really played out, like we hit PG era and all of that, you don't really rock with him. And Cody, it took me a while for me to really enjoy him. Even on the indie scene, I didn't enjoy him that much right away, but he grew on me. He got better, and I never hated Cody. But yeah, from an overall perspective, scene, and that seems like an easy choice, but it's all, like it's a favorite thing. You may choose Cody because you respect him more, you're more of a fan of him now, so you're looking at it that way. But
Who is the better wrestler, Gunther or Jey Uso?
I'm not even gonna pause this. Gunther, what are we doing? Like that. I'm not gonna explain that. If I need to, y'all bugging.
Which one do you prefer? Kevin Owens.
Ooh, which one do you prefer? That's rough. Because I don't, on a personal level, I don't necessarily rank them one over the other. Like, I feel like if I was doing a ranking of them on my favorites, it would be like, I would put one over the other, but it wouldn't be like a real, like, clear thing of, oh no, this one's better than this one, or I like this one more. It would actually be even. Um, I feel like, I have to go with Kevin in this because it's just more about like who do you prefer. So part of it with me with Kevin is I feel like Kevin represents me in a way. Like, so I'm a bigger guy and stuff like that. I always appreciate bigger guys in wrestling who they carry themselves well. They can work, they can move, they can sell. They don't get blown up. Like they can represent a different type of superstar. A lot of people get this in their head of you need to have the look of a superstar, like no pun intended, because he was labeled the superstar, but like everyone should look like Billy Graham. Everyone should be built like Hogan. Everyone should be ripped like this. Everyone should look like Roman, like all of these things. And I don't feel that way for someone to be one of the people on top of the company. It's kind of difficult when you are the guy, but for me, I don't really care about the things. Like, I'm a consumer. I'm not running a company. But also, even if I was, Kevin is so good at what he does when it's promos, wrestling, relatable. Like, you don't hear anyone say a mean thing about him. And not to say you don't really have that for Sammy either. You're kind of getting it now just because people think he's pushed too much. But Kevin is just great all around. The thing with Sammy is that they missed their window. They had a window where Sammy could have been their top babyface. It could have worked. And I do think like Sammy needs to work a little bit on his look, like growing his hair out and all that. Like it's a personal preference and stuff like that, but the way he carries himself is just sort of like it's hard to take him seriously as one of the guys. But on top of that, they had a moment where they could have done it. Well, I honestly feel like they had a couple when they could have had him be the one to dethrone Roman. But I respect that they did it with Cody. It makes sense from a business perspective and all of that. But it was right there. Like it's if anyone was gonna work as the person who takes him down, he was one of those people, 100%. And then after he won the IC title, they could have used that and then built him up again So I always feel like that's what the IC title is for. I mean, it worked with Gunther. Gunther held it for a while, built up the prestige, dropped it, and then by that summer, he's world champ. Um, but yeah, from an overall perspective, and I've been a fan of theirs for years and years. Like when I first started dabbling into the indie scene, which I didn't until like I don't know, like 08, 09. Those were two wrestlers that I latched on to, so I've been a fan of them for, nearly 20 years at this point. But Kevin Owens is my
Owens or
favorite.
Sami Zayn? Choose one. Solo Sikoa or Jacob Fatu?
Jacob Fatu. I'm not. If it's gonna be that easy, I'm not pausing anything. Like, just keep
Pick
it
your
pushing.
favorite wrestler. LA Knight or Shinsuke Nakamura?
Pick your favorite. So, this is the thing is that I'm not a huge fan of either one of them, but I'm more thinking about currently. Because currently, I don't really care about either of them. I think LA Knight is better on the mic, and I respect him. Like he's cool. Like he feels like a throwback type of character, and he has great energy and stuff. He can't pull it together in the ring for me. And Shinsuke, outside of that window where they were gonna push him and then they didn't have him beat AJ, but like that summer, all the way I would say up until like from his NXT stuff, and I watched his stuff from like Noah, like in Japan and stuff like that. I watched it. Like I was a fan, not a huge fan. But once you get to WWE, like once you got out of that, he's NXT, went to WWE, he won the Royal Rumble, lost to AJ, but had a great feud, and then he had that. He took I believe it was the US title off of Jeff, and I love the way they did that, where like he just hit the Bomelier, or I know it's not called that here, but whatever. Um, he hit it right away and got it like that. All the way into fall of that year, I rock with him. I haven't been a fan of his since. He doesn't care. He came to America to surf. That's cool, but it doesn't do anything for me. Overall, who would I prefer? It'd probably be Shinsuke overall because outside of one or two LA Knight matches, I could throw all of his matches away and I'd be fine. Not that he doesn't have very good matches or whatever, but just overall, if I'm saying who I prefer or like whose catalog I would throw out, it would be LA Knight before Shinsuke.
Who's the greater legend, The Rock or The Undertaker?
That's tough. The greater legend. That's tough. I don't even know how to necessarily break that down. So I feel like both of their careers span past WWE, but in different ways. It's like if you don't really know about wrestling that much, you still know about the Undertaker. But Rock is Rock. Like he goes beyond the company, but just in so many different ways. But honestly, I want to go with the Undertaker here, just because his legacy was cemented over more time. Like let's be real. Like Rock's time with the company legit was like 5 years. And yes, he's come back and stuff like that. But even if you want to put all of that together, that's still probably 6 years worth of work. Whereas Undertaker was there for like 30 years and the streak and put on all these legendary matches and feuds. Like I feel like just from overall body of work, just looking at it from wrestling, I know legend, you could talk about more than that. But that's why I would go with Taker on this one. Just I feel like his legacy in terms of wrestling is bigger, whereas Rock as an icon is bigger because it stretches wider. But I'm gonna go with Taker here. I don't think there's a wrong answer in that one, to be honest with you.
Andrade or Carmelo Hayes? Who will have a better career?
who will have a better career? Probably Carmelo, because feel like Andrade burned some new
Rhea
bridges.
Ripley, Bianca Belair. Who's your favorite?
Bianca, I'm not a huge fan of Rhea. Like, I like her look, stuff like that. I'm not a huge
Batista
fan
or
of
Braun
Bianca.
Breaker? Who delivers the best spear?
Braun. No need to pause. Braun.
Finn Balor, Logan Paul. Who's the more exciting superstar?
More exciting is Logan Paul. Finn Balor doesn't feel like he gives a damn. Hasn't felt that way for years.
Charlotte Flair, Tiffany Stratton. Who's going to win at WrestleMania?
Okay, this is also an older video, so it's like right around that time last year and stuff like that. Even though I know who won, if I'm taking the video back then, I would assume it was Tiffany. I know some people would assume Charlotte just because they love pushing Charlotte, but I feel like at that time, like they were really into pushing Tiffany, so I would have said her.
Naomi or Jade Cargill? Who's your favorite?
Can I choose death? No, so I've never been a huge fan of Naomi. I don't hate her, but I feel like she's always someone that's been punching above her weight class. Like, I still see her as total diva to me. Like, I don't feel like she's progressed that much since then. And Jade hasn't progressed that much at all, except for having a great look. I guess if I'm saying prefer, I would say Naomi, because I would rather watch her wrestle, but if either one of them just, like, retired for real, and I don't know, Naomi may not want to come back after she has a baby. That would be fine by me. Nothing is changing. It's not needed. They have way too many quality female wrestlers to keep bringing people like Naomi back. Like, enjoy motherhood, maybe do some training and stuff like that. But yeah, and Jade, I want to be a fan of her, but the wrestling just isn't there for me. Wrestling, what you can do inside the ring, how you entertain me in the ring, will always take more importance to me than the look and stuff like that, and how much merch you sell and stuff like that. I don't really care.
Karrion Kross or Randy Orton? Who's more dangerous?
Dangerous Orton because of the punch, I guess.
Brock Lesnar or Bobby Lashley? Who is more dominant?
More dominant is Brock. What sort of question is
Reed
that?
or Braun Strowman? Who's the bigger monster?
Braun, I would say, is the bigger monster.
Penta or Ludwig Kaiser? Which one would you pick?
Penta. Why are you comparing these two?
Kofi Kingston or Rey Mysterio? Which one do you prefer?
Ooh, this is actually rough for me. I know probably more than not people would say they prefer Mysterio. For whatever reason, I latched on to Kofi in a big way, like from the jump. Like even when he debuted in ECW and stuff like that. The fact that he's black does play a part in it. Like we're talking about favorites, so that stuff can matter. It doesn't mean like I just excuse any flaws he has or whatever because he's black, but I feel like him being able to be successful, even if it was on the mid card level for a lot of the time, it meant a lot because there wasn't a lot of black guys being pushed in that time frame when he was rising up. And it was difficult for him to get up to the level that he did get at. Ray, I've been a fan of his whole career. I loved him being small but super entertaining, and that he was able to rebound from like his knees was basically like dust, and he was able to rebound from that. And then from 2019 on, like it barely feels like he should retire anytime soon. I think overall I would say I prefer Mysterio just for the body of work and stuff like that. On a personal level, though, it probably is Kofi, but just for the answer, I'm gonna say Mysterio.
Xavier Woods, Dragon Lee. Who's the better high flyer?
Dragon Lee is the better high flyer. I barely think of Xavier as
The
a high
Miz
flyer. I'm
or
more thinking of
Truth?
his character.
Who's the bigger entertainer?
Truth. Who's Truth? Yeah.
Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa. Who's the most funny?
Gargano. Who's the most funny?
Austin Theory or Grayson Waller? Who has
Theory.
the brighter future?
Theory. I don't know why Grayson has any fans. I've never seen anything about
Liv
him.
Morgan or Nia Jax? Who do you kick out?
Jax. Jax could hit the road. Yeah, go out here.
Edge or Damian Priest? Who's your choice?
Edge. I don't choose Damian Priest for
Montez
anything.
Ford or
Really.
Chad Gable? Pick one.
Ooh. Ooh. That's tough. I thought they were gonna ask something like, "Who do you think has a brighter future?" I thought that's where they were gonna go with it. Um, I think overall Montez has more upside because I feel like he has such charisma and style to him and he's so flashy and entertaining in the ring that if you just let him go, get him out of the tag team. I get why he hasn't really left it. It's his boy is also his tag team partner, and he will flounder if he's not with Montez. It's not that he couldn't work, but I can't see them really giving him a push or anything without Montez. So it's kind of weighing him down a bit though. Chad is great, and like as an overall wrestler, I would prefer Gable. But who do I prefer? Just in general, just taking everything into account, I would say Ford. But I love both of these guys. Like they are two of my favorite wrestlers today, for real.
Kane or The Fiend? Who was the scariest?
Fiend was probably the scariest. I was never actually
Sheamus.
wasn't
Pete
afraid of
Dunne.
either.
Who's your favorite?
Done. Just because I'd rather watch him wrestle more. But respect to Sheamus for turning things
Santos
around.
Escobar, Dominic Mysterio. Who has more potential?
Dominic, which sounds crazy. In reality, Santos should, but we're talking in WWE. They're never gonna do anything with Santos. I don't believe that at all. From overall perspective, like Santos went back to AAA or he left the company altogether and went to AEW, something like that. I can see a higher upside for him, but Dominic has locked into this character so well that he doesn't really need to be a great wrestler to have the potential. Like I'm not even gonna balk at the fact that he was IC champion and like that. He became that good. Santos, they just haven't done anything with him. Like the potential just isn't there. Oh, my boy Biggie.
Biggie, Obafemi. Who's the bigger powerhouse?
Oba is the bigger powerhouse. No disrespect to Biggie though.
Io Sky, Asuka. Who's the top female wrestler?
Top female wrestler, Io. But I love Asuka.
Alexa Bliss or Raquel Rodriguez? Pick one.
I'll probably choose Raquel. I've never been a huge fan of Bliss. Like I think she's hot, but
Uncle Howdy or Tama Tonga? Who's more mysterious?
Howdy, sure.
Omos or the Great Khali? Who is the true giant?
Throw him out. Throw him out. The true giant is Kali, but just throw him out.
Ilya Dragunov
Don't
or
care.
Ricochet? Who's more exciting to watch?
I was about to just immediately answer Ricochet, but he is really exciting to watch, but in a different way than Ricochet. So it's kind of hard to compare the two. like if you were comparing Javon to Ricochet or something, that would make more sense to me just in my head. Um, then I'm also thinking about right now, like at this moment, I would say Ilja is more exciting to watch. I'm gonna go with Ricochet though, just because I'm thinking more of an overall perspective. I find him just with his whole body of work and things like I never knew what he was gonna do in the ring. With Ilja, is more about how is he gonna do it, when is he gonna do it. I'll go with Ricochet.
Jimmy Uso or Dolph Ziggler? Who would you keep?
Jimmy.
Triple H. Chris Jericho, who had the better career?
Jericho had the better career. All
Jeff
things being
Hardy.
said.
Matt Hardy. Who's the ultimate Hardy brother?
Jeff. No offense to Matt.
Bailey or Becky Lynch? Who's the bigger star?
Becky is easily the bigger star, and Bailey never got up to Becky's height.
Shane McMahon or Hulk Hogan?
What? what? Hold on. What? What's the question? Shane McMahon or Hulk Hogan? Shane, I guess. I don't rock with Hogan, so Shane.
Big Show? Mark Henry. Who's the true giant?
Big Show was the true giant.
Trish Stratus? Lita. Who's the ultimate women's legend?
Trish. Because at the end of the day, she can wrestle better than Lita on top of everything else.
Lyra Valkyria. Chelsea Green. Who's the rising star?
Chelsea. I don't think Valkyrie is gonna
Tonga
get
Loa.
much higher than
Kira
she is.
Tozawa. Who's the GOAT?
Kara, because I mean, he actually can wrestle. They just don't really let him do
Jay
it.
Styles. Eric Rowan. Who's the better wrestler?
AJ, what are we doing?
Natalia. Candice LeRae. Who's your favorite?
Candice, I've been following her for years. It goes beyond WWE. I've
Alex
been
Shelley
tired
or
of
Chris
the title.
Sabin? Who do you prefer?
Sabin. Shelly, a lot of times, like when he's wrestling on his own, kind of bores me. Sabin doesn't
Otis.
really do
Ivar. Who's the stronger powerhouse?
that. Ivar is the stronger powerhouse. I don't know.
Roxanne Perez. Jida Parker. Who's the future of WWE?
I'd probably say Jada, honestly.
Angel Garza. Humberto. Who's the better performer?
Angel, I guess. I'm surprised
Ivy
both of them
Nile.
are still in the
Zelina
roster.
Vega. Who's the strongest?
Strongest Ivy. I don't even believe Zelina could pick
Baron
anyone
Corbin.
up.
Apollo Crews. Who's your favorite?
Yeah, Apollo, I guess. I used to love Apollo on the indie scene,
Jinder
not in the
Mahal or
WWE.
Dean Ambrose? Who was the best WWE champion?
Jinder was absolute trash. Dean all the way.
Booker T. Ric Flair. Who's the greatest legend?
Flair is the greater legend, but
Goldberg.
I prefer Booker T over
Cesaro.
Flair.
Who's
anyway.
the strongest?
Cesaro, actually, like people will say Goldberg, but
Thanks for watching.
Cesaro,
If you're a true
Cesaro
WWE
is-
fan,
Cesaro is insanely strong. And you may not have seen it all in the WWE, but yeah, he is legit. Goldberg is incredibly strong, but you didn't really get to see how much just like the different role could show his strength in different ways, not just a giant swing, not just lifting you up, not just stuff off of the top rope. Like you could do it in so many different ways. That's why I would go with Cesaro. But that is the video. That is the video. That was fun though. So I know it dragged on a little bit just because I'm trying to answer questions, but that really was a lot of fun, and I hope to do more of these. I'm gonna do one more soon, and then I'll have it up. But um, yeah, I'd like to find one that's bigger than just WWE stuff. But I'll see if I can find that. But let me know like who you would choose for each one of these categories. What do you think of my choices? Hopefully you guys have fun with it. Um, I'll leave the link in the description just so you guys know. And thanks for listening, everyone. Bye for now.